May I now invite Mr. Priyank Kharge, Minister for IT, BT, Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, Government of Karnataka, onto stage. Mr. Kharge will deliver a short address, followed by an open house. So if you have questions for Mr. Kharge, it's time to start writing them down. Mr. Kharge.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very great task of keeping you awake after a good lunch. And I generally know that it's extremely difficult to listen to speeches after you've had a heavy lunch. So I'll do my best, and luckily for me, the lights are in my eyes, so I can't see you if you're actually sleeping. So, but I urge you to be awake because there are a couple of things that I want to share with you. So anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here at the ET Soonicorns Summit, a conclave that recognizes potential startups that are not only disrupting their business vertical, but also have the potential to change the landscape of the tech economy. With the theme Resilience, Reset, Results, this year's conclave serves as a strong summons for prominent leaders, entrepreneurs, and stakeholders. The objective is to collaboratively devise a strategy to construct a robust startup ecosystem considering the challenging operational landscape that the experts have termed the Great Startup Reset. I stand before you to highlight the remarkable resilience demonstrated by Indian startups in a rapidly evolving business landscape. These innovative enterprises have shown their ability to adapt, endure, and thrive in the face of challenges. The journey of an entrepreneur is filled with uncertainties, yet the Indian startups have consistently proven their mettle. They have navigated through economic fluctuation, regulatory changes, and even a global pandemic. This resilience is a testament to the unwavering determination of these founders and their teams. The spirit of Indian startups lies in their ability to turn obstacles into opportunities. They have embraced technology to disrupt traditional industries, leveraging the power of digital platforms to connect with customers, streamline operations, and scale their ventures. The startup ecosystem in India has fostered collaboration, allowing fledgling companies to learn from each other's successes and failures. Just like your theme, resilience, reset, results, we too as a government need to adopt these things. So when I say we need to be resilient as a government, I think we need to ensure that we are ready for future challenges, for future innovations. We need to create an effective workforce with future-ready skill sets, and that is exactly what we are doing in the government of Karnataka. We have formed a skill advisory committee for emerging technologies with industry, academia, and government, and I am heading this committee personally to ensure, as we want to hear from the industry what exactly they want, and we are future-ready. So you will not find this anywhere where we have a skill council, advisory council of the academia, industry, and the government, where the minister himself is chairing this, along with the co-chair of the skill minister, so that we are going to be listening to the industry and telling us what to do. What are the skill sets that are required so that we are ready for the future? You know, we are just not this concept of skill council. Here we are also engaging with the academia. So the reason why we came up with this skill council or advisory council was that whenever I meet industry captains, whenever I meet startups, entrepreneurs like you always say that our engineers are unemployable. You always say that the skill sets are not good enough. You always say that the syllabus is primitive. And just to ensure that we are not left behind, we want to be a government that is resilient as well. We want to learn from you as well. So we are engaging with the industry. We are asking them, tell us what you want. And it is just not like randomly sitting in Vidhan Sada or Vikas Sada and understanding through some reports. We are actually engaging with industry, We are doing a deep dive by sector, by vertical. Example, if cyber security sector wants 15,000 people trained in cyber security laws or in cyber security technology, they will be giving us the curriculum. With their curriculum, we will be training. 50% of the cost will be borne by the government, 25% by the industry, and 25% by the engineer or by the student. So the idea is to ensure that each of these engineers who are coming out, or each of these professionals who are coming out, are more employable than ever before. And we are not just concentrating on building skill sets. We are also providing an ecosystem for harnessing these skill sets or improving these skill sets. You'll be surprised to know, I don't know how many people in this room know that we already have these centers of excellence in deep tech, Internet of Things. We have a Center for Excellence in Cyber Security with Indian Institute of Science. We have a Agri-Innovation Center of Excellence. We have COEs in Data Science and AI. We have a COE in Aerospace, Fabless Semiconductor, Machine Intelligence and Robotics. We even have a Center of Excellence in Animation, Visual Effects, Gaming and Comics. That helps in digital publishing. We also have a Center of Excellence in Efficiency Augmentation. We also have a Center of Excellence in trying to have artificial intelligence and ethics in governance. So why we are doing so many centers of excellence is only because we want to be resilient. Just like how your theme is, resilience. We are learning from you. We want to be future ready. We want to ensure that any innovation, any invention that is going to happen across the globe has some kind of connection with Bengaluru. I'm not going to rattle out statistics of how good our ecosystem is and the numbers. The numbers are already published everywhere. But I'm here today in front of you to tell you that this government too is learning a lot from startups. They are learning from your entrepreneurship spirit as well. And if you have paid attention to our recent budget, we have also expanded this ecosystem of centers of excellence. We are coming up with pandemic preparedness centers of excellence. We are coming up with centers of excellence in health sciences and medical devices. We are coming up with a COE for manufacturing. We are coming up with automobile technology. And also we are coming up with a gaming accelerator. So the possibilities are endless. And trust me when I say that Karnataka is the only state in India who's actually planning this. Everybody might say what they want, but we are delivering. We are resilient about it. Now, all these are just going to ensure that Karnataka remains number one. Now, your second part, like you said, resilient, the government also needs to reset. I understand that. When I mean governments need to reset, we need to reset our policies. I know a lot of people over here must be thinking, why am I speaking so? But yes, as a Minister of Information Technology, Electronics and Biotech, I know the pain points that you go through. In the sense, just because sometimes governments don't understand your technology, we panic, we ban you. We say your business is not good, your business is illegal. For a classic, we have a lot of examples, a classic case being Ola and Uber. We have banned Ola and Uber in so many cities. We have banned Rapido. I think it's also a Soonicorn as per your report. So just because we haven't understood what ride sharing is, just because we have not understood what taxi hailing means, just because we have not understood the technology, that does not mean it is bad. So we need to reset our policies also. One more classic example that I was just discussing with Ms. Archana and Mr. Balu here earlier was about how we have just come up with a 28% taxation for online gaming. Blanket GST of 28%. We have not even bothered figuring out what is the game of skill versus a game of chance. We have just randomly come up with that. Just because we think certain things are bad without understanding that. So if I want Ola to be legal, if I want Rapido to be legal, I need to reset my Motor Vehicles Act. I need to reset the rules that I have. So until we do that, it is extremely difficult for newer technologies or businesses in new technologies to come up. That is why this government has come up with something called the Karnataka Innovation Authority. So if we don't understand some technology, we don't understand a business, let this business go and sit in the sandbox environment. In this innovation authority, still we come out with a policy for it. At the same time, you can still do your business as long as you are not breaking any law, as long as you're not breaking any, you're not indulging in any criminal activities as prescribed in the law of the land. So this is what we need to do. We need to reset even our ease of doing business. I've seen a lot of governments claim that they have a single window system, but I know that a single window system leads to many doors. But trust me, in government of Karnataka, we are trying to ensure that right from a startup registration till if somebody like Foxconn wants to come and invest in India, there is ease of doing business here. A single window system means a single window system, and we are trying every trick in the book. We are learning from everybody every day to understand how we can make this only better for entrepreneurs, how we can make it better for startups, how we can make it better for emerging technologies to be flourishing right here in our state. And you'll be glad to know, I just was meeting a couple of startups in the room meant for speakers, and they were telling me that I have this robotic solution and I have these other educational edtech solutions, and we need the government to help us out. So quite naturally, none of you are eligible to participate in the government tenders. But that does not mean that you're not good enough. Maybe you can't scale, but nothing stops you from actually piloting. Our intention is, why can't the government give you a pilot? We are more than happy to ensure your product is tested in a controlled environment, in a sandbox environment. And if it is good enough, why can't the government be your first customer? So we are coming up with a preferential public procurement policy for you, so that we as a government can be able to procure newer technologies and products that is going to help us deliver better governance to the citizens of the state. So when I say reset, trust me, the government is resetting the policies, and probably in the next few months you will see a larger change in the approach of government, in the approach of ease of doing business. You will see definitely a better ecosystem that will ensure that your businesses thrive. And the last thing that this theme has is, one is resilience, the other one is reset, and the third one is results. Just like how you need to go back to your VCs and show numbers, I think it's high time the government also should start focusing heavy on results. So when I say results, just like you people, I'm not going to chase valuations, but I'm going to chase values. I'm going to try, we are going to figure out ways, we are going to ensure that startups and entrepreneurs who are adding value, who are able to solve a real life problem, will be able to work with government. So adding value is the most important thing. We need to deliver better as a government to create more jobs. We need to deliver better to provide a better environment for women entrepreneurs. We need to provide a better environment for innovations and inventions to come. So be rest assured that this government is going to be as result oriented as yourselves. So all that we need to do is, we need to look at how we can add value to each other's workings. So I will not take much of your time. I don't, because I think once I am done with this keynote, a lot of you have questions, and as a government, it's my prime responsibility not to speak, it's also to listen. So more than Man Ki Baat, we listen to Jan Ki Baat. So the reason why the government of Karnataka likes the Jan Ki Baat is because it helps us form policies, it helps us bring in rules, it helps us create an environment that you like, where you will thrive. Because ultimately, any government, just not the government of Karnataka, any government is by the people, of the people, and for the people. And I am of a very, very strong opinion that any policy that needs to be made by any government, it should be done by listening to stakeholders. So generally, I avoid keynote speeches, but I think it's a sort of a framework that has already come up in the industry, saying that pehle keynote karna hi padta hai. So I generally keep my keynote short, and I try to listen so that I can understand how the government can solve problems for you. So as we celebrate the resilience of Indian startups, let's recognize that their journey is far from over. The road ahead might be bumpy, but their ability to adapt, innovate, and preserve will continue to shape the narrative of entrepreneurship in India. Ladies and gentlemen, the future is ripe with opportunities, and as we engage in insightful conversations today, let us harness the collective wisdom present in this very room to shape the trajectory of global businesses and set a precedent of excellence that transcends borders. Thank you all for your attention, and I look forward to the enriching discussions that we might have post my keynote. And I would like to personally thank ET for having me over, and hopefully this will be not the last time that you'll be calling over, because Ms. Archana was telling me that you are having a larger part of the ecosystem coming out soon, and I'm quite surprised why you don't tie up with the government of Karnataka. Why do you want to do it alone? When we have an ecosystem, when you have the government that is listening to you, you have a government that is ready to partner, you should partner. I don't know why there is so much of aversion to have one small government logo somewhere there, and for us to help you partner and for us to help us form policies. But anyway, thank you so much for having me. Much grateful for your attention. Thank you. So, do I stay on here? Oh, thank you.
Okay, Minister, your point about having the government of Karnataka logo is well noted. The senior team at ET has taken note of it and are working on it furiously right now. Okay, we are now going to open the house for questions. There are a few rules, and as fellow Bangaloreans, we know that we're all extremely well disciplined and well behaved. All right, so here are the rules. Please ask one question at a time. Don't ask 3 questions at a time. Right? Ask one, try and keep it short. And obviously, you cannot ask questions about politics. So you'll have to behave yourselves a little bit. You can ask questions about business. You can ask questions about startups. You can ask questions about anything that the minister spoke on stage. We'll come to you just a second. Raise your hands. We'll get a mic sent to you, and then you can ask your question. But Minister, I believe our robot Pepper has a question first. Non-humans first, then humans next. Yeah, we'll come to you.
Thank you, Suresh. Good afternoon, Mr. Minister. I am Pepper Robot from Robotics Gallery, Gujarat Council of Science City. I have a question for you. When do you expect to see robots like me becoming more mainstream in all walks of life, across offices, homes, cafes, etc.?
So when do I expect to see robots?
In homes, cafes, when do you expect to see robots in practical day-to-day use?
Well, the way things are going, I think it might be anytime soon. But at the same time, we need to ensure that the artificial intelligence that comes with these machines are well within the ethical
that is a serious question, isn't it?
That's a very serious question. But yes, nothing stops us from using robots for in our daily lives. I believe there's a restaurant in Bangalore that uses robots to serve, and there also, I met a doctor a day before yesterday who's saying that they're taking robotic surgery to the next level with an actual robot. It's just not the machinery part of it. So yeah, I think it's going to happen soon, but at the same time, the intelligence with the machine also needs to be taken care of, if you know what I mean.
All right. Yes, we do know what you mean. Right. Now, with your permission, Minister, I'm going to be slightly biased in questions. I'm going to prioritize questions from women entrepreneurs over men. Is that fine with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So questions from women entrepreneurs will get precedence over other questions. So please raise your hands and we'll come to you. Yes, that gentleman there, can you stand up so we can see you and the cameras can catch you? Yeah, right there. Yeah. There, just behind that, the gentleman in the suit. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, the mic is on. Or it'll be on shortly.
Hi, good afternoon, Minister. So the primary question is that so many startups are not able to move forward because of the lack of compliance during the initial days. So can we have a help desk like thing where initial 3 to 4 years they can go for compliance check so that their progress is not hot going. So that facility I don't think we have.
So what exactly do you mean by compliance?
What kind of compliance are you talking?
Compliance from each page. Whether
Which sector?
In startup, for example, where the company, how the tax things are going on, how whether they are meeting all the government rules and regulations, something, or foreign rules and regulations while they're dealing with the foreign client, something. Because these are hidden things we do not know, but
Okay, can we interpret that question as compliance with government regulations and laws, not private compliance?
So generally, the government of Karnataka policy, the startup policy is meant only for startups. So it's pretty easy or not hard-bound compliances. So I'm not sure which sector you're talking about, number one. Number two, we had something called the booster kit, which has been a little redundant in the last 3-4 years for startups. So where in that booster kit, we also give you legal support and financial advisory for compliances in your sector. So we had empaneled legal advisors as well as financial advisors to ensure that compliances in any sector will be done almost free of cost. So in the previous governments, they did not pay much attention to that. But give me some time, I will ensure that this part is taken care in the booster kit. So if you have registered yourself with the Startup Karnataka, we will ensure that any compliance that you have will be dealt with this group.
Thanks a lot, Minister. Thank you very
much. Thank you. The lady who raised your hand there, can we get a mic to the lady in the blue? Go ahead, just speak, the mic is on.
Yeah. I'm not an entrepreneur, but I'm a faculty member of B School, and would just want to ask that, as of now there is industry-institution interaction very much in place. I mean, even if we are interested, we are not aware how we can go ahead with academia, government interaction and association for betterment of students in the entrepreneurial ecosystem.
So it's a good point where we need to be, the academia needs to be more, the government needs to be more accessible to academia, and that's the reason why we have set up this skill council, where we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have the Principal Secretary for Higher Education, we have the Commissioner of Higher Education, we have 2 people from private universities representing, and we have at least 1 person representing from a B school. So we are out of around some 18 to 22 of, say around 22 out of the 22 in the skill council, close to around 6 to 7 of them are from the academia. So if you have any thing to suggest to the skill council, you can definitely reach out to us. There's nothing stopping you from...
Not just suggest, but to associate on a long-term basis.
Yes, definitely. I mean, see, like I said, we are not the experts. You are the experts. And if by the skill sets that the industry wants, by the time it comes approved by your academic council, I lose 3 years of academics, and I lose 3 years of skill training, and I lose 3 years of possible investments. So this skill council is going to be a quick fix for this thing. So until and unless we can make it a curriculum and syllabus, if you're an academician, you know how difficult it is to battle with the academic council, right? You know how difficult it is to get something in and out of a curriculum. That is why the skill council is there. Nothing stops any B school of repute to partner with us. You can reach out to us.
Definitely shall reach out, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Yes, gentleman in the yellow T-shirt, you've been raising your hand. Can we get a mic to him? We'll just come to you, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is basically about the Beyond Bengaluru program, which the government has been propagating like anything, right? But my question to you is simple, right? That the ET people, the ET team has decided to put this event in Bangalore, right? So what do you think when these people will put the same event in Mysore or Hubli Dharwad? What is
Good question.
the
Good question. Thank you.
And one more supplement question, right? When I asked my software developers to come to my Mysore or Hubli Dharwad, they said, no, if you are hiring us for Bangalore, we are in. For Mysore, Hubli Dharwad, sorry.
Because lots of pubs in Bangalore, I think that's why.
Social infrastructure is very
Correct.
good.
Social infrastructure.
So,
to me, I mean,
to
I'm not
your-
being facetious. It's a serious thing that young people like having a good time.
Absolutely. To your first question, if ET has to do this in Hubli, Dharwad and all that, you'll have to make me the chairman of Bennett Coleman. You'll have to make me the head of ET.
Okay.
And then I will ensure ET comes there. But having said that,
We can make you chairman of the jury of the ET Awards.
then will you listen to me?
We listen to you.
Okay, then-
As chairman, you have
So I can
unlimited
ensure
power.
anyway. Okay,
Yes.
then I got myself another position now. But having said that, see, I have no control on, or I have no say, not control. I have no say what the private sector does. But as a government, it's my responsibility to ensure that the government has these kind of events every place. We are identifying cluster across Karnataka to ensure that we are very specific in delivering these things. So yesterday in Mysore, we had the KDEM, the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, wherein we signed more than 4,000 crores worth semicon and electronics manufacturing MOUs. And that includes skilling also. So it is not ET's responsibility, it is the government's responsibility to come to Hubli. And I will assure you that like how we did last time in Bengaluru, we did in Kalburgi, we did in Hubli, we partnered with Hubli TIE, we partnered with Deshpande Foundation in Hubli Dharwad. Nothing stops us from doing that, and Beyond Bengaluru is going to be the anchor for this government. And we will ensure we deliver that. So you just have to give me time. It's just been 2 months since I took over. So like I said, we are resilient on policies, let me reset myself and then I will deliver. Then that's when the result will come. So you just need to be patient on when we'll come to Hubli or Dharwad.
And the second part of his question,
And
do you
the
see
second
social
one, yes,
infrastructure
yeah. So
also
that's
developing?
something that I get a lot.
Yeah.
So just by making a policy, you cannot.
It won't happen.
It won't happen.
It has to be market
Yes.
forces as
So
well.
I'm from Kalburgi. I would love to take all the industries to Kalburgi,
Yeah.
to my home district. But it is not possible. I need to build an ecosystem. I need to build a skill ecosystem. I need to build infrastructure. I need to build connectivity. I need to build internet connectivity. I need to build a social ecosystem that you spoke about. I mean, the people will want to go to a mall. People will want to go to a pub.
Yeah.
People want to socialize more.
Yeah.
So that infrastructure takes time. So, for example, last time when I was the Minister for IT, I asked a lot of IT services to come. They said, sir, no airport. I built an airport. They said, sir, the IT park is too far. So I made it close by also. So it's a constant work in progress. And also, I think personally it's an aspirational value. The people like to be in bigger cities for whatever reasons. So I was in Nokia the other day, a couple of years back in Manyata. So the meeting hall was called Akka Mahadevi. So I asked, she is a philosopher from my side of things. I said, how come Nokia has a meeting hall called Akka Mahadevi? They said, sir, we put in, we threw open the naming of the meeting hall to our employees, and they got to choose whatever they wanted to name, and they chose this. That means to say maximum number of engineers were from my side, but no company there. So it's also aspirational value, is my personal opinion. But yes, we are trying to build the necessary infrastructure that is needed to go beyond Bengaluru for our people.
All right, I'm just going to go to the back of the hall and then come back. Yes, the gentleman, yeah, please go ahead, sir. We'll come to you next, sir. Gentleman in the second row, we'll come to you next.
Hello. Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm from the GIS industry and LIDAR mapping, and my name is Anuran. And generally we do the LIDAR mapping and form a 3D model, and it's called a digital twin of a city. So I think you already know about it. But is it of use to the government? That is what I wanted to know, because we make big things, but if it's not for use,
If
then
I'm not mistaken, that's what Singapore has done, right?
A digital twin of the
Digital
city.
twin of
yeah.
the city, which will help in pandemic, which will help in natural disasters, which will help in urban mobility.
Right,
Am I
sir.
right?
Right, sir.
Yeah. So nothing stops us from doing it, but we have never tried it. So I mean, we need to understand the advantage. See, what happens is Singapore is small. It's extremely small. Everybody gives me that example. That's how I know that. We are huge. Geographically, we are huge. So, yes, I mean, we can, if you have something in mind, I would love to listen to it. So, you can
Sure,
reach
sir.
out anytime and just, I would be more interested in seeing how it is going to help us. See, having a digital twin is not the solution.
Yes.
What can I do with the digital twin? Is it going to actually solve a real life problem for me?
Yes, sir.
Is what I need to understand. So is it going to help me during pandemics? Is it going to help me in my day-to-day governance? Is it going to help in better delivery of government services to the citizens? So if you are able to convince me on that, I wouldn't mind a pilot.
Definitely, sir.
Okay, you have a question from the minister to you. You have 30 seconds to answer. Yes.
Wait.
How will a digital twin, give me one advantage of a digital twin if you could sell it to the minister. This is your elevator pitch.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're putting me in the dark.
No, he has to pitch to you. You ask the question. He's going to make a 30-second pitch to you. I'm timing.
Okay. Sir, now you have a huge, there are a lot of pipelines going on, there are a lot of street lights, there's a lot of blackouts happening in the city. So how do you know, a lot of potholes and all. So suppose you have an app over there in a dashboard and so there's a pothole, and in the Google Maps, it is coming up as a pop-up, there's a pothole created. So the team rushes, the repair team rushes to the spot upon instructions and fixes that pothole immediately. So that is how it will work in a digital twin environment. As given a pothole situation, it may be a serious situation, maybe for any situation.
Okay.
So that is
Did that convince you, Minister? 30 seconds?
Not much,
The
but
digital
definitely-
pothole filling
but
system?
But what I would assure you is definitely you can come, and I'll give you more than 30 seconds for you to
So
have
at least
a
you
look.
got a foot in the door now. That's
thank
the
you,
goal
sir.
of an elevator pitch.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
We have time for one more question. Any women entrepreneurs in the audience? Happy to take your questions. We have time only for more. Yes, the lady there next to the camera. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir. It is good to be here and listening to you how we are collaborating together. I'm a part of Cost and Accountants Institute of India, and I see that there is a lot of gaps when we see the skills, right, and how we scale the startups. What is the profitability? That was the first session that we attended, right? How the unit economics comes in place and corporate governance. So I see a lot of potential between the collaboration between Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India and the government, right? And we can help bringing up the startups together to a more profitable ventures and with a big dream, right, for the IPOs. So I would just like to know your thoughts, right, how we can bridge this gap and how we
Okay.
can help.
I mean, like I said earlier, see, bridging the gap, any gap, whether it's the gap of mentorship, whether it's gap of funding, whether it's the gap of market access, whatever it is, we are willing to, the government of Karnataka is willing to listen and learn. So nothing stops. If there are associations out there who have this experience of being the best in your field, kindly reach out to the government of Karnataka for a partnership. Everything is important for a startup to succeed, an entrepreneur to succeed. I mean, I've seen so many startups fail because they don't file their accounts properly. I've seen so many startups fail because they never got market access. I've seen startups fail because their pilot went off, did not go as well as it should have. I've seen startups fail who had great potential within the government but could not scale. So any intervention that is going to ensure that an entrepreneur succeeds, that a startup succeeds. Government of Karnataka is interested. So all you need to do is reach out to us, get yourself empaneled with us, get yourself, just let us know how we can collaborate. Nothing stops the Government of Karnataka from collaborating with either individuals who add value, or associations, or startups, or corporations for that matter.
I have a piece of advice. Make a compelling pitch. When you have the minister on stage and he's in the spotlight, make a compelling pitch. Okay, we have to stop the questions. I'm sorry, we can't continue any further. May I now invite on stage ET editors led by Archana Rai, editor South Economic Times, to join the minister on stage for the report launch. Archana, editors, can we have you on stage? May I request Mr. Kharge to release the report on the ET Future Unicorns of Karnataka. Mr. Kharge. Thank you for your candidness. Thank you for the answers.